Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Denver Broncos.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
They'll run with a second-year man. This is Bashal Tootin. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. When you look at this Bronco defense, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Now Lawrence. That is incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Now Lawrence. And Thomas has it. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On 4th down on is Logan Cook to punt. And Marvin Mims deep for Denver. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Looking to put a drive together. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Another run here with Dobbins. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. Now it's Nix. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside 3rd of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
This is taken at the 23. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 6 yards on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
31-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3. Lawrence. And he will not be able to hang on to the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Running straight ahead with Tootin. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. A snap to Lawrence as he taps this forward. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The give is to Tootin. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Great effort by Alex Singleton as he finishes that play off.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Lawrence will throw. Got an open man. It's Washington. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
Washington. A 14-yard pickup. But it's 3rd down.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. They'll try and run for it with Tootin. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
And the Jaguar first down.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Here's a diving catch right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Now Lawrence to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing again here. It's Lawrence. Over the middle, complete. That's Washington. And the Jags are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st and goal, Jacksonville.
Up the middle, it's Tootin. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Bashal Tootin, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Jaguars will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
They'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Nix to the air. Caught Franklin right side. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first.
It's 4th down.
They're going. It's Nix. That's Franklin with his 2nd catch on as many plays. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Throwing Nix. He'll swing this out to Harvey. They find some open field here. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
And the Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. Oh, good move. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
Nix from the shotgun. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
2nd and 3. at the 5-yard line.
To throw is Nix. He'll buy some time right. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from taking the lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And they take the lead here at 7-6.
Will Lutz to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Chargers defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They're both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's Lawrence. Open man. This is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
First down,
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's Lawrence to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Washington. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down. But to throw again is Lawrence. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
My, maybe that ball is 2 yards shorter. It's going to give them the lead because he had a receiver running free there. That's a tough one to miss on.
Now a 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's caught left side. Myers with it. And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
Brings up 3rd and inches.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
A little bit of finger pointing and heavy discussion going on in the defensive backfield. It's man coverage, but they leave a guy wide open. They've got to be counting their lucky stars that this ball was overthrown.
And they'll try and throw forward with Lawrence. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd and 1 situation.
Brandon, all things considered, They have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And Dobbins, he is not going to get there. They stop him short of the line to gain. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Escaping the pressure right. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off for the first down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they can upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. To throw, here's Nix. Flush to his right. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The kick by Lutz is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, they'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because they had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
2nd and a couple. Now Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
First down, Jacksonville.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Lawrence will throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Working out of the gun is Nix. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit.
64-yard attempt.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will do it for this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
38-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Second half starts with a run by Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now it's Nix. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Franklin. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And some room to run now. And he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags 15. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Here's Nix. And he'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And the Broncos are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Broncos, first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Dobbins. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
Jaguars 9. To kick off for the Broncos.
Lutz now to kick this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. A handoff. This is Tootin. And some space here. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 49 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take...
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to take over here up near the 40.
The Broncos take over first and
Denver
10
offense at the line, ready to go. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Fires out wide to Franklin. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
It's fourth down.
From this vantage point, they've got the lead here. So for me, that'd be enough to go ahead and punt the football and let my defense defend the long field.
If you go for it, you don't get it, then you really put your defense in a tight spot.
Yeah, but we never know what people ultimately will decide to do here on 4th and inches.
They'll try and throw for it here. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Tootin now on 1st and 10. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. Thomas brings it in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Jacoby Myers, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
The Jaguars will line up for the 2-point conversion.
That's caught. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point.
20, Jaguars 17. Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a pretty 45. Officially, they'll call him down at the 44.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, they're hoping the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. Throwing Nix. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Getting out a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. This now a 3rd and 4. Nix to the air. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Will Lutz for the Broncos field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
And Lutz missed it to the right. No good. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, they didn't fall behind any further thanks to that missed field goal, but still staring at this fourth quarter deficit. Talanoa Hufanga in on the stop.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw him right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
36-yard line.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end. Room to maneuver at the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars!
Lawrence's pass complete to
Britton Strange, 64 yards. And the Jaguars use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the fourth. This time, the extra point up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Cam Little to kick off for the Jaguars.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
On the return, the Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. To throw is Nix. Got a man open. It's Sutton. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on it.
And he's going to have the Broncos 1st down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Well, you know they had a 3rd down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
To the left side, looked in by Franklin. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Broncos 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Harvey. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, to watch him drop for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Nix from the shotgun. And this is going to be intercepted. Brown now to return it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They get the crucial turnover just huge, but now they've got the football deep in their own territory. You got to be careful because if you give it right back, there goes your lead.
Have to be extremely happy with their defense. They received a gift, that takeaway. Even though they're deep in their own territory, now they have the football. And you know there's always that alpha on defense, that grouchy guy. Forget what the coaches said. I'll guarantee you, he told the quarterback, we just took care of you. Now you take care of us.
And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Jacksonville.
So no gain on the play, and that'll make it second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Lawrence hit and the ball is free. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Football gets tested a little bit because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the fourth, a costly turnover. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Looking to throw. Nix. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Johnson. And the Jags are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Another important fourth-quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. 60 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's first and 10 at the 19-yard line. Again, it's Tootin. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on because that's divided up by sections. And right now, he's looking at that 4-minute offense section. What running plays do we have to bleed down the clock and take care of the football? Right now, they're executing really well.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. From out of the... And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. This is taken around the 12. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. This is 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Who's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Back to throw. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big 3rd down. He's back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. They're going. It's Nix. Finding Sutton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And this one's incomplete.
Intended for RJ.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Just over 30 seconds remain. Here's 2nd and 10 now. They'll look to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, CD, for the losing side, they had